Okay, so these are the earrings that I'd like to share with you today. The original idea, I got it from a beadwork magazine from Alicia Grebe. That's her name. Obviously, I have improvised and modified it, but that is where the design was inspired from. So we are going to use 8mm pearl bead. You can use any other size of bead, obviously, as long as you are going to have an even number of peyote beads around the bezel. Because here I have improvised and I have discovered the hard way that I actually need an even number of peyote stitches. Anyway, that one a little later. So what we need would be the 8mm pearl. Then we need some 11/0s and some 8/0s. So I usually struggle with the colors and I try to figure out how to make it decently nice. So for this, let me see how I move the camera. I think it's okay. For this design, I have decided to have the pearl, the 11/0s and the 8/0s more or less in the same color, and then to use as quite a stark contrast the 15/0s and the 3mm bicones. So we have the 8mm pearl, 11/0s and 8/0s in more or less closed color, and then we have the 15/0s and the 3mm bicones in a very strong contrast. We also need, if we are going to use this bead for an earring, we will need a closed ring as well. Yeah. And let's start beading. So we start, the first step is to bezel the 8mm pearl. And for this size, you can use Delica beads if you have them. I don't. So I have used the usual 11/0s from Preciosa. And I need 10 for one side, 10 for the other side. So 20 beads altogether, which gives me in the end 10 peyote stitches, which is what I need. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. And we go around. I go back for a little reinforcement and to try to stabilize the beads a little. Go back through the bead, and now we add the other side, the other 10 beads, 11/0s. 1, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10, and go through the pearl, come back and reinforce, and then go through the pearl back again. Okay. Now we start the peyote stitch. So I move the thread at least 2 beads, and now we start the peyote with 11 rows. So we pick up a seed bead, skip one, go through the next one, and we go like this around, skip this one, go through the next one, around the pearl. So we have finished one side, and now we jump to the other side. So let's see, where are we? We skip this one, we go through this one. Okay. And here I need a few more 11 rows. And now we step up, so skip the first one and step up like this. Okay. So this is how the first round of the bezel with 11 rows looks like. Now the next step is to add 15 rows to stabilize the bezel around the pearl, and for this we are going to use the 15 rows, and we place 2 rows of 15 rows on both sides. So we start with one side, the 15 rows will make their magic of reducing the space between the 11 rows and closing the bezel. Okay, careful, these things do happen, we know that. Take your time, be patient. Maybe I should actually hold the tail, because the tail is making these problems. Okay. Okay. So this is how we place the first 15 row. And here at the end of it, we step up through the 11 row and the first 15 row that was covered, added. And now we add the second row. Just like this. So pick up the 15 row, go through the 15 row from the previous row, and the same. Yeah. And here you see how the bezel closes around the bead. Okay. A few more beads. And here it seems that I went with my thread through, with my needle through the thread. And that's why the bead is not sitting well in the stitch. Okay, we go back again. And here we are at the last stitch of the second row of 15 row, and we step up. Now we move the thread on this side, going through the beads, and do the same thing with 15 rows using the other beads from the other side. Okay, now let's save some time. Here I have a bead where I've already done the bezel on the other side too. And now we are at the next step of our design. We are going to use the 11 beads that stick out, that were the base of the peyote with 15 and use them for what I would call a 3D or a very dimensional peyote. So we move the thread to one of these beads. See? It's easier for you to identify them where you have two beads sitting one by the other. That is the one that we need. Okay, so we use this one as the first bead, pick up 111 and use the second bead, the next one, to place a peyote stitch. So if initially we've done the peyote in the horizontal plane, now we do the peyote in the vertical plane. Okay, and we just go around, pick up 11 go to the next one, and we kind of create a crown that is perpendicular on the original plane of the first peyote band. Okay. It's very easy, and it's also quite easy to see because the contrast of the beads helps helps a lot. So it's not only nice for the color scheme, but is also helping in the process of the beading. Okay, and here we have the last bead, and for this we have to step up just like this. And now we have this, now we have these spikes, the crown, let's call. The next step is to continue with 8/0 to place one seed bead in between these spikes. So this is another round peyote. The 8/0s just fall very nicely in the gap between the 11/0s. As you can see, it's quite a fast design. Here, with the tension of the thread, just go around from time to time and make sure that the tension is not too high and is not scrunching. So here we step up. Yeah. So just make sure that the tension is good enough, but it's not too tight. And now we go with another row of peyote, this time with peyote with the 3mm bicones. So we had peyote with 11/0, peyote with 8/0, and now we peyote with 3mm bicone. Very nice. Okay, I need some more bicones. And here we stepped up as well, and make sure that the beads sit nicely. And now the last step would be, let's call it again peyote, or peyote stitch with 3 50 nose. Because we have 350 nose, we can call them that we place a picot over the 8-0 in between the bicons. But basically it's just a peyote stitch with, in between the bicons, with 3 50 nose. It's very easy. So basically here we have only the peyote technique done with different beads or combination of beads. Okay. A few more stitches. And here we step up. With this row of 3 50 nose, we have finished this side. Now we have to move the thread on the other side, and we repeat the 11-0, the 8-0, the 3 millimeter bicone, and then we zip around this top bead both sides together. So let's just take our thread back down the middle, back down the main peyote band. Okay, we are here. Let's go this way. And here we are looking for this one, this type of beads we need. The thread is there, and we turn it like this, and we continue as well the same way we've done before. So this is the anchoring bead of the peyote. Pick up one, use the next one. I hope you can see it. I hold my work quite far away from me, so it can be captured by the camera. Okay, this one. The next one is this one. this one. One more, let's see where. So is this one, and we are stepping up as well because we have finished the round. Good. Now we add the 8 toes. I hope we have 10 at the end of this row. Let's check. So this is here, this is here, and one more. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. I don't think we have 10. Let me undo it and actually check the number of the let's see. 1, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So the problem is here. I haven't picked up all the peyote. So let me start again. I think I need a little more light. Okay, let's see. So 1, 2, better count, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and now we have 10. And here we step up. And now we can add our 8 toes. Let's count again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, And for the 10th, we step up as well. So we have the right number, and that's fine. And now we have the bicones, and we peyote with bicones, the 3mm ones. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. And step up through a bicone. Okay, so our second side is finished. And as you can see, we have bicone against bicone. Here we will have the connection, and this is exactly what we want, compared with here, where we would have had bicone against the sequence of 3, 11, 15, we wouldn't have been able to do that in the situation when we do not have an even number of peyote stitches. Okay, so to zip up, we pick up 115, we go through the middle of the cluster of 3, pick up another 15, go through the bicone. And this is how the 2 rows will be connected. And we do this around. So pick up 115, connect with the middle bead of the sequence of 3, pick up another 15, go through the bicone. 15, connect with this one, 15, go through the bicone. Just make sure that the beads sit nicely, one against the other. Okay, we can see how the bead comes together. A few more connections. Pick up 15, go through the bicone, pick up 150 no, go through the middle 50 no, 50 no through the bicone. Okay, and I think here we have our last connection, and that's the last one. Okay, and with this both sides have been connected, and we have our beautiful bead made around the 8mm bead. Okay, now obviously you can use this one to make a new ring, or this can be just a pendant that goes on a plain chain for a necklace. Okay, let's see how we make this connection in such a way that it's sturdy enough to hold the weight of the bead and delicate enough. So let me see. So here I have a closed ring. Obviously we can use the color of the findings in such a way that they match the color of the beads we used. So in order to make the bail, I will position my threads on one of the middle beads from that cluster of 3. Okay, and here on top of that bead I will come and make I think a ladder stitch. Anyway, I place the beads one by the other. Yeah, like this. And we go 2 or 3 times to make sure that the connection is strong. And now when we are I can't believe. Okay. And now I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 50 no's. 2, 4, 6. I pick up the closed ring and go around the bead. And basically this is my bail. And I go around these 6 beads at least 3-4 times. I think this idea of creating the bail around the raised bead is very nice. So it looks like this. If you want, you can go around again, And then when you finished, you go through the bead that was part of the cluster of 3, and then through 115 and 1 bicone. Follow the thread down the 80, and you can actually go down to an 11, and make sure that you can weave in this this thread. Okay, so yeah, this is how you make this beautiful bead. I like it very much. So just to remember, make sure that the colors are like the bead, the 11 and 8 kind of in the same range, and then a very strong contrast between the 15 and the bicones, a strong contrast to the original one. And basically this is just a peyote, round peyote technique around the 8mm bead. And if you decide to go for a larger bead, could be a 10mm, 12mm, I haven't checked myself to see how it works. What's very important, you need to have an odd number of did I say odd? No. It has to be even. It has to be divisible, divided by 2. An even number of peyote stitches, so the sides zip up nicely. That's very important. So you can have 10, 12, 14, whatever. So play with the number of beads in such a way you get to the even number. Did I say even, even, even? Okay. Thank you for watching, and see you with the next tutorial. Ciao, ciao. Tell me you like it. I do. Beautiful. Bye-bye. Thank you.